Hello everyone, welcome back to the Elevate blog. Today I have Adrianne Tomatas with me, who's going to talk about her work as a teacher. Hi Adrianne, how are you?
Hi, Abigail. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thanks. So where are you in the world at the moment?
So I'm based in the UK, in England.
I see. How's the weather?
It's been okay. I think summer is arriving very slowly. We've had a fair bit of rain this week, but it's been warmer, which is good.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so you're an English teacher. How long have you been teaching for?
So I've been teaching for 5 years and recently started tutoring as well about a year ago.
I see. So have you worked in schools or has it always been online?
No, so I worked in schools for 5 years. At the moment, I'm still in and out of schools, but then doing my tutoring after school hours.
Okay, I see. And who are you teaching?
So I teach primary age children, so from the age of around 4 when they start school, so from reception all the way up to year 6.
I see. So you're in England. Are you teaching kids who are there with English as a second language?
I do have one child, yes. So most of the children are English native speakers, but I do have one who is from Hong Kong who is learning English as a second language.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. So what do you help them do?
So I help them so we start off with phonics. So really looking at the initial sounds, how to pronounce the sounds, how to read and write using the English letters and sounds. And then we build on that so they become fluent and confident readers, which helps them to become confident writers as well.
Right. Phonics is really sort of trendy at the moment and fashionable. I think a lot of people have heard of phonics, but they don't really know what it means. Could you explain
Yeah.
just a little bit?
Absolutely. So I think phonics is the fundamentals and everything that underpins English reading, writing, spelling, and even the talking of English. So it's the sounds that make up words. So, for example, in the word mat, it's at, mat. So our lessons are very focused on talking, so speaking and listening, because ideally you want to be confident having a conversation with somebody, especially if it isn't your native language. So they work really well in talking to each other because we have group lessons. So the children have a chance to talk to me, but also to speak to other children, which is really, really great. And while developing that spoken language, they're also developing their reading skills, written language skills. So quite a lot really that we focus on, but they all link together really nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's great. So do you do online group lessons or is it one-to-one?
So I offer a range. So online, I have a bit of a mixture really, depending on the needs of the child. So some children cope really well in a small group. They're quite confident. They're pleased to talk to other people. So small groups work really well for those. I do have a few other children who are maybe a little bit more reserved or some that have more specific learning needs that work really well, either one to one or even just with one other child, so in a pair. So they're kind of getting the best of both with that.
That's great. Yeah, it's with children, you need to be a bit flexible, don't you, with the
Absolutely. And how wherever they feel safe and comfortable is the best place for them to learn. So finding the way that works best for them is really important.
yeah, exactly. Great. Okay. Um, is there any particular stories or something that you really love teaching that the kids really love taking part in the lessons?
So I think just everything really. I love to teach and I love teaching reading and spelling in particular because it's just such a life skill. And I think children who are confident readers can take that with them throughout their whole lives and I have one girl in particular who has just made the most amazing progress. She started with me when she was in year five, so she was 9 years old, and she had quite significant gaps in her phonics knowledge because of the pandemic. So she missed a lot of that key teaching of understanding how to read and how to spell, even though she was a native English speaker. And I've been tutoring her for about a year now. And in the space of 6 months, she made 2.5 years progress. It was just amazing. And the best thing is, she said to me, "Thank you for teaching me how to read." And she's
Yeah.
now in the book club at school. She's taking books out of every library she can find. And it's just the most wonderful thing that she used to find something really difficult, so she
Mm,
avoided it at all costs. And
mm,
now her parents have said that in their parents' evening at school, her teachers have said that she's the first to put her hand up to answer questions in lessons, and previously she was quite shy and reserved. So the thing I love most is seeing the growth in progress, but also in their confidence.
mm. Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. That's so nice when you see that, and it just changes, yeah, it changes their whole attitude to school and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm interested in the phonics side because in Japan, although it's very trendy, the kids don't actually get taught English phonics in a meaningful way. So I hope that more Japanese parents can understand that there is a logical system to English, that it's not just quite random
Absolutely.
letters. But yeah, this is so important. So I would, yeah, recommend, even if your kids can already speak English quite well, you still need to learn the phonics to be able to read and
Yeah.
write well.
And I
Yeah.
think that's what's so obvious in the progress that these children make. I mean, the little girl I was talking about, she was fluent in speaking English. She was fantastic, but unfortunately, because of the gaps that she had, it was holding her back in achieving not just in English, but in other areas as well. And the program that I use is called Jigsaw Phonics. And I liked what you said there about how the teaching needs to be systematic and meaningful. And we follow, so I can show you the different
Mm,
characters here. So we've
mm,
got three characters
mm,
that we use, which is an amazing hook for all children of all primary ages. And I think because the characters are so lovable, the children are hooked in and they're excited to learn. They want to help the characters. They want to be almost the teacher showing them how it should be done. So I think if they can have those really strong foundations in place, it can only set them up in a really positive way for being a confident English speaker.
mm. Yeah. That's great. Okay, so um, you're you're an English teacher. What keeps, I think I know from this interview, but what keeps you coming back to teaching?
I just love it. I love working with children in particular, which is why I've kind of niched and specialized into primary, and seeing the joy that it gives them when they're able to read with confidence and write something that they can feel proud to show other people, I think is just wonderful. For my student who is in Hong Kong, she has grown so much in confidence. I knew that she knew a lot more than what she was showing me. And it took a little while for her to feel safe and comfortable to express herself because it's really tough when it's not your first language. And just seeing the growth within herself, not just within her language and the way she spoke, but just in her confidence to actually speak, it just, it's the most amazing thing. And to be able to help children to develop a skill like reading and writing and speaking, it's something they take with them throughout their lives. So I just couldn't think of anything better to be doing.
Awesome, that's great. Oh, thank you very much for talking to me today, Adrienne. And yeah, thank you. And lots of luck with your future teaching.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. Take care.
You too. Thank you.